Now we're going to be talking about the topic of integration by parts. And the important part about integration by parts that you need to know is that integral of u dv is equal to uv minus integral of v du. Okay? And for choosing u, you need to know Lie8 is pretty powerful, where L is logs, I are inverses, A are algebraic, T are trig, and E are exponents. Okay? So these are the essential parts of Lie8 when it comes to choosing u. Okay, let's jump into a problem. So for first problem, we have integral of x squared e to the power of x dx. And our first thing we have to do is we have to determine what u is. And from u, we want to determine dv, v, and du. And then we want to plug and chug. So let's determine u. So how do we determine u? Well, we use Lie8. And remember, so this is logs, inverses, algebraic, trigonometry, and exponentials. So from this integral right here, which one of these terms come up first? So do we have any logs? So if we check here, we do not have any logs. Okay, next up, do we have any inverses? We do not have any inverses here. Do we have any algebraic parts? Now, we do have an algebraic part, and that is x squared. Okay, so here we have u is equal to x squared, and the derivative of x squared is 2x dx. Don't forget about the dx, it's pretty important. And then we have dv, and so here, since we have x squared is equal to u, we have e to the power of x dx is equal to dv. And v is equal to e to the power of x. Okay? So, that is correct. And, okay, so now we do integral of u dv. And that's equal to uv minus integral of v du. Okay, we have u is equal to x squared. We have v is equal to e to the power of x, and we just do plug and chugging in general. So we have x squared e to the power of x minus integral of e to the power of x 2x dx. Okay, now we want to factor out the 2 over here. So we have x squared e to the power of x minus 2 integral of e to the power of x dx. But the only problem is that, well, we gotta do integration by parts again, right? So let's do that again. So we have integral of e to the power of x dx, and here we have u is equal to x, du equals 1 dx, because of course x is the algebraic term. Like before, x squared was the algebraic term, x is the algebraic term, and x comes before exponent in Lie8. And dv is equal to e to the power of x dx, and v is equal to e to the power of x. Okay, now we do plug and chug again. So we have uv, which is equal to x e to the power of x minus v du, integral of v du. So it's e to the power of x dx, and this is just equal to e to the power of x. Okay, and now we have the fun part. So we just get x squared e to the power of x from here minus 2, and we multiply what we got here from integration by parts, and what we got was x e to the power of x minus e to the power of x. Okay, x e to the power of x minus e to the power of x, and this is equal to squared e to the power of x minus 2x e to the power of x minus 2e to the power of x plus, because it's minus times minus. And this right here is our final answer. Oh wait, I made an error. Oops, I made an error. Guys, don't forget the plus c. That's very important. Don't forget the plus c. Okay, but this right here is going to be our final answer. X squared e to the power of x minus 2x e to the power of x plus 2e to the power of x plus c. Okay, that's our final answer. So now on to the next question. So our next question is going to be integral of x natural log of x dx. And we're going to be applying Layet again, where it's logs, inverses, algebraic, trigonometry, and exponents. Now, and we do this for choosing u. So, our u value, what is it going to be equal to? Well, do we have any logs? Yes, we have a log right here. Natural log of x, okay? And so now we can put in natural log of x as our u. Then our du is just going to be the derivative of natural log of x, and that is going to be 1 over x dx. And our dv is x dx. And our v is just the integral of this, which is equal to 1/2 x squared plus, dx. What we want to do is we again want to do u dv is equal to uv minus v integral du. And we just do plug and chug again. So we have u is equal to natural log of x, v is equal to 1/2 x squared. This should not be a dx. We have 1/2 x squared for v minus integral of v 1/2 x squared du. And what is du? It's 1 over x dx. Okay. And if we solve this out, well, this is already solved out. But the only problem is right here, well, this looks like another tricky one. But luckily, all of these values right here are actually all algebraic. So, what we can do is we can just say minus integral of, we can factor out the 1/2. Then we can do x squared over x, but the x cancels out, times dx. Okay, let me write it down a little more clear. And that's equal to negative x squared over 4 plus c. So our final answer is going to be 1/2 x squared times natural log of x minus x squared over 4 plus c. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys learned more about integration by parts. If you did, please subscribe to the channel below, and until next time.